Since 1961, Quartz Plumbing has offered friendly, reliable service to residences all over Bergen County, New Jersey. We are a fourth-generation family-owned business, unmatched in customer satisfaction and professionalism while working in your home. We are the hydronic heating and water filtration specialists, with a workmanship guarantee to put you at ease so you can rest comfortably. We offer financing for those big projects that catch you off guard, and we have a network of excellent contractors in all fields for any project you wish to tackle. Call our responsive office team, and we'll dispatch a handsome and educated technician to lay the smackdown on all your plumbing issues. You can also find us at quartzplumbing.com, search us on Google, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Like, subscribe, and share, please.
All right, folks, welcome to a special Christmas episode of Plum Bums Podcast, the Blue Collar Tradesman Show, where we talk about small business and entrepreneurship. The Everman's Podcast. I'm Phil with my sidekick, Max, who's going to be leaving soon. He just got another job offer
right now.
Seconds ago.
Right now.
150K starting.
You want double your salary? No problem.
We're here with this is a light and airy episode. Sal, welcome to the show.
How's it going, guys?
Sal was a guest spot while Max was in Italy for our photographer episode, right?
Yes.
The photographer on?
Wedding photographer.
You got that? You want to drop the top of that hat? Like push it down? It's like sticking straight up.
Oh, I did that on purpose.
I raided the dollar store for all this Christmas stuff.
Appreciate it.
Looks good. What do you think?
Looks great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
He's got an eye for decor.
A for effort.
You know what? We're going to keep it light today, guys. It's been a long year. Guys, what do we do today? We're just going to reflect on our year as blue-collar tradesmen.
Today was a rainy day. We were actually prepping for a new guy to come in, which I was excited about. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but...
We can. I listen, I get why he didn't...
No call, no show?
No, he called.
Oh.
He called. But, so, you can only sponsor, if you're a company, one plumber can sponsor only one guy.
Yeah, one license to one sponsor.
One license to one sponsor. So, and I'm almost done being sponsored. Max is next, so he's going to have a year after that. What's the matter, dog? You don't like your antlers? You're like the Grinch, dog.
I got a big job coming. Kitchen reno, bro.
At your house?
Oh, yeah. He'll be there.
What are you going to do? Are you going to change the footprint?
Yes. Sink is moving to the back window.
Oh, so you need good plumbing work. We got you, bro.
Gas stays same spot.
How did you start? Because you're blue collar. What do you do, though?
I manage new construction.
Now you manage, but...
I started as driving a truck.
Oh, you just started driving a truck?
Truck driver, $18 an hour, 2010.
So how'd you get into where you are now?
Step by step by step.
It's the same company?
No.
You started...
No, I worked for...
Here, bring this closer.
I'm on my fourth company.
Okay. So you went from truck driving to managing multi-million-dollar projects.
Oh, yeah.
That's huge.
That's...
General contracting
How did
was
you
my
do
first
that?
job. I worked out of the shop. It was in Queens. Left there, worked for a subcontractor doing
Can
windows.
you go to the city every day? Can you commute to the city every day?
That's going to be the problem.
Nah, you drive with me. It's cool. I don't take public transportation. I think we discussed this
Yeah,
last
you don't-
time I was
My
on.
brother takes the jitney. He works at New York Presbyterian, and he said it's cheaper because they don't get paid parking if you work in the hospital. You don't get parking as a worker over there.
You don't? You have to pay for parking?
You have to pay for parking, and the tolls and the parking, he said, is going to cost him more and be more of a headache if you have to find parking.
My neighbor works at Columbia and just bought a Tesla for that reason.
Yeah.
Well, what does a Tesla have to do with anything?
Yeah,
You get rebates every time you cross the bridge when you have like electric.
Oh.
You know?
So he works at a hospital, and the hospital charges him to park at the hospital.
Yeah. Yep. I think it's only the
That's the
doctors
most
that get
insane
reserved
thing
parking.
I've ever heard in my life.
Yep.
That's, forget it.
I draw a site safety plan and make a nook for my car on every job I'm on.
Good.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah, you should do that.
I do.
No, the city's
New York?
ridiculous with that
The
stuff.
city's ridiculous. If they walk through your job site and it's dirty, they'll charge you like how much? Like $22,000
500 to 5,000 housekeeping fines.
housekeeping fines.
Yep.
Imagine having to put a water heater. Imagine having to put a water heater in an apartment
No.
building, having to find
Nope.
parking.
Speaking of fines, though, you know, city, you get a fine for the extension cord being on the floor.
What?
Being on the floor.
Yep.
Why?
Where are you
Where's it
supposed to put it?
Raised, elevated,
How?
You put it on like
Overhead.
horses or something?
overhead, framing.
Dude,
I'm being dead serious.
I don't know how people tolerate the city, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I am pretty smooth talker. Like I get away with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I know you don't. It's hard for you to believe, Phil, but it's
I
the
believe
truth.
that. I believe you're shisty little.
I am.
You're shisty and
I am.
you're fast talker and double talker and just to get out of it. I bet you weren't punished very much as a kid, were you? You got away with everything.
I never got
I feel
There
like
was
this
nothing to
episode is going to
punish
be the
for.
two of you airing out a lot of
There's nothing
grievances.
to punish for.
nothing to get punished for.
No, you just
No, never got caught.
rolling through.
Never
Never
got
got
caught.
caught.
That's the key.
So anyway, end of the year. We're almost to the new year. I don't think we're going to do a New Year's episode. Too much work. But anyway, let's just, I don't know, clear the air about the year. How was your year with Quartz Plumbing, with CP&H?
It's good. We did a lot of traveling. There's a lot of ups and downs with the industry, but
I mean, this was a rough year for us.
it was. That's why I
This
said
is a
ups
rough
and
summer.
downs. There's a lot of. You finished school this year.
Last year.
No,
2024.
it was earlier
Oh,
this
yeah,
year.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was earlier this year. I'm finishing up by the end of this year, and
It was a rough year, dude.
a lot of ups and downs.
I just saw, I think I may have sent it to you on Instagram, a statistic about 1 in every something plumbers
One
how,
every 7.
how plumbers are going to be a necessity in the upcoming years.
I mean, they've been a necessity, but no one's getting into plumbing. Everyone will go to electrical or they'll get their like contracting or HVAC, but no one's getting into plumbing because it's gross. It's a gross job.
It's also difficult. Everybody thinks it's easy. I think what happened is with the internet and with the invention of certain tools like ProPress, PEX, all that kind of stuff, people see it and they go, "Oh, I can do that." Like we've had people say to us, "Oh, it's just a faucet. You know, what's the problem?" And they're like,
We
you
said
don't-
that. Remember when we went on to that proposal the other day?
Yeah, people don't realize that sometimes I have to take a saw to your nice granite countertop and cut the thing out because
Without damaging the
without
countertop.
damaging the countertop because it's welded to your countertop because of the rust and the calcium and everything like that. So people don't take that.
I mean,
take that into
I hate everything
consideration.
about PVC.
Why?
I'll
PVC
call
you
Phil
hate?
for everything.
You hate
Yeah, he
PVC
won't
though.
touch it.
I don't like doing it. I don't like elbows, this, that. Can I do it? Yeah, probably, but I'd rather just not do it. And
How old are you? I get
36.
that. I understand that you're like I just rather not do it because if I can pay somebody to do it,
like for instance, Phil doesn't do clean outs.
yeah.
He doesn't clean outs, so I actually redid my clean out. I excavated my front lawn, rerouted through my
What do you mean I don't
garage.
clean outs?
Oh, I thought you don't do that.
Well, we don't do drain orders, no.
Yeah.
So I sub it
Okay.
out.
So mine backed up a few times. That I'll do.
Yeah.
I trenched everything, connected the pipe, made sure the pitch was there, did that nonsense test. I don't know what test it is, but something with the
Pressure test or a
yeah.
smoke test?
pressure test with the town.
Yeah. They made you do that?
Yeah.
Listen,
Which is surprising though, because you don't need to be a licensed plumber to
No.
do the
You don't need to be a licensed plumber to auger, to snake drains.
yeah.
Yeah.
no, you don't.
So I literally capped my old one, which was horrible route. It went to the backyard. It was probably to a seepage pit. They capped it and did a 90 and a 90 from my backyard. So every time I got to
and
the
you
second,
hate those 90s.
yeah, I made a straight. The only thing I did was like a slight 45 out of my garage, which was just like a long sweep.
So you can do this.
I can
work.
do it. Yeah.
Okay.
You want a job?
I just choose not to.
Starting 350 grand a year.
Being on my back, looking up, nonsense underneath the sink.
The thing about plumbing is people think that you're just filthy every day. You're not. It's actually, I got to take it back what I said before. It's not There are days where you're disgusting. You're covered in sewer dust.
Like
you're
the other
covered
day
in
with
cast
the
dust.
with the Santa Flow system.
Yeah.
Do you do new houses?
I'm trying to get into that because the thing is, once the summer comes around, it's all renovations, but we're only 2 guys. I'm trying to get other guys in here. You can't do renovations with 1 or 2 guys. You got to be able to rough out the house in 1 day or a day and a half.
That's like for me, I love like the new building. You're
'cause
doing
it's easy.
storm risers straight up.
Yeah.
Sanitary.
Because you
Piece
don't
of
have to.
cake.
Service is a totally different animal.
Yeah, I see
Coming
that.
into these river edge houses that are 1940s. They all went up in 1940s with these tiny little basements and these drooping cast iron, lead bends everywhere, lead feeds to the water lines. Service is way more expensive.
They box the house in on the old cast iron, so you're cutting out serious
Yeah.
floor joists that are
But service is where the money is, right?
yeah.
Service can be where the money is if you do it right. A lot of guys around here, they don't know what to charge. They don't know their numbers. They kind of like, well, I've been charging this since like whenever. And the thing is, if all these guys will get on the same page, like we call it, it's the blue collar revolution right now, because blue collar guys are finally realizing that we make the world go round, especially since COVID. We make the world go round, but we live in shanties, and it shouldn't be like that. If you want good plumbing, what?
shanties.
Shanties, yeah.
If you want good plumbing and you want a good plumber, you got to pay for that, especially in this area. I told the guy in here last week, I was like, dude, we have to live here too. You want all your landscapers and plumbers to commute from like southeastern Pennsylvania to drive up here and do your job for slave wages? It's not happening. And plumbing you put in plumbing, it's got to last for 50 years.
Yeah.
My insurance is through the roof. Why? What are you gearing up to say right now?
I was gonna say something funny about my hot water heater, but I didn't.
What about it?
Nothing, because Max put it in, not you.
Okay, so I guess it's flawless then.
It was flawless.
Good. You still getting hot water?
Yeah, of course.
No cold spots?
I got a cold spot this afternoon.
Why?
I don't know.
In the hot water.
I got
when you ran the
no,
hot
I was in
water?
the shower, hot, quick little sensation of cold, and went back to hot. Normal, I think, right? Maybe not.
Might have to put an expansion tank on it.
Yeah, we got to put an expansion tank and a recirculator line. It's going to cost you about $2,000.
Yeah, no problem.
How was your year?
Year was great.
Sounded amazing.
What?
It sounded amazing from what he said
I
before.
did great this year.
Yeah.
Me personally, yes. But my
what way?
company and we finished a 44-story tower,
Where?
Brooklyn, downtown
I
Brooklyn.
got to interrupt because I have to know how you got into, because you're doing major $1 million projects now
Yeah, this was a
in New York City. You're not.
$280
He's just
million
a
job.
glorified BFM.
No.
I don't know what BFM stands for.
Yeah.
It's just a. It's
We'll
just
tell you
like
on
a,
the side.
Yeah, we'll tell you on the side. We came up with this for a general contractor. We came up with this nickname for him, and we can't say it on camera. But like the guy's a schmuck. Like he puts together. He gets contractors.
You
puts
get
it
ask
together.
him out and
just
call him a
kinda-
schmuck.
That's kind of what I do, though.
Yeah, you're GC.
Yeah.
You're
But I'm saying,
you're just an overpaid GC.
okay, but you went from driving a truck
Who doesn't deserve his wage?
to I have to know. You had to have had some general knowledge in plumbing, electrical, HVAC.
I started as driving a truck. Then I did a lot of exterior stuff. So with the exterior, I was doing was windows.
Who'd you know? Who got you the job?
Nobody. That's the best part.
You just walked in and saw your face, and they just
anybody
said,
will
"Okay,
vouch for me that I worked from the bottom to the top.
okay, Drake."
That's bottom. Now we're here. So with windows, obviously it comes with waterproofing. I dealt with a lot of masonry openings. I knew about brick. It took me a little bit learning framing, sheetrock,
But you're just mostly
plumbing.
scheduling, and you're making the job site. You're making sure the job site goes smooth.
Yes and no.
What
Yes
do you,
and no.
What do you think about the blue collar revolution? You think it needs to happen? You think it's overdue?
It is overdue. It's going to happen.
I saw the saddest video on the other day. This old plumber guy can't afford to retire. He's still working at like
you showed it to me.
75 years old, and he's putting in a water heater. The water line broke. He didn't shut the main down. He can't move. He's holding the water. He's panicking, and the homeowner is just filming the flood happening in his basement. And I guess he called for a shutdown at the street, and you could hear in this guy's voice the desperation and the just done with life. And it was so
This is a
sad,
video?
dude. Yeah, it was so sad.
You like the point of view footage of the
The homeowner was he's like, are they here to shut down the water? She's like, no, I'm just filming for reasons. He's like, get out there. I need them here. Like, what are you doing down here? Come on. And the guy is soaked from head to toe. He's got to be 75, still working, can't afford to retire. And I refuse to run a business like that. Like, we're valuable. We're valuable in what we do.
Is this a New Jersey native?
I don't know. It was just on,
Or was it on social media?
like plumbing disasters Instagram page or something.
Okay.
But it's just so sad. And when you go to school, you really don't learn much about retirement, or you learn a little bit of law and ethics business wise, but they don't. You got to figure that out for yourself. And a lot of guys will just literally for decades just float through doing the bare minimum, changing a flapper, doing this, doing that, without building their business into something that they can sell it and retire on, or build to the point where they can step back and have a new guy come in and make the money. And people will be like, oh, that's selfish. Like, what do you mean make money? It's just like, this is a livelihood. This is what everybody does. I had some guy online, I was arguing with him because I argue on the Courts account. Nicely, I don't get like vulgar or anything, but I talked about like, well, you got to be able to buy a new truck when you need a new truck, or repair the truck and all this stuff. And the guy goes, I just think it's BS that you're just passing that cost on to the customer. It's like, idiot, what do you think all business is? You think Amazon is just absorbing expenses? All that expense is passed on to the customer. I'm not here to pay to keep my money. I'm here to make money. I'm here to be profitable. And the guy was like, what is this? You shouldn't be charging over this. Like, what do you know? What do you know what plumbers should be charging? Have you actually sat down and figured out what plumbers have to pay out in insurance and workman's comp and truck payment and repair and gas and your office person and stocking the truck with material? Nobody sits down and thinks about that. What are you going to say now?
He's gonna
I'm not
say,
gonna say
he's
anything.
gonna
With
say
that
you need a drink.
smirk.
I know you're just on the rant right now.
This is the rant
I'm
episode.
sure he's
Let's
not
do
a
that.
customer of yours anymore.
No, he was a guy and commenting on Instagram.
Oh,
And I was like going, no. Because I actually people will see that conversation, they'll start following me. I get followers that are like,
oh, okay.
yeah. I get followers
So it's
when
a
like I
plus.
make a good point. Absolutely. Frankie, what's the matter? You want to go down? Are you done with being a reindeer for the episodes? All right. Oop. Say goodbye. So there's just
Don't sit next to me.
why do you hate her?
I don't.
Yeah, you do. Tell me your beef with Frankie is because she's not a real dog.
Of course, that's a real dog. Walking on 4 feet,
It's kind of.
miserable.
Her spine is deteriorating.
That's because you put her in that truck every day, dude. Shove her in there. She sits. She's miserable.
These dogs are these dogs miserable?
No, they have they
These
got the
dogs
life.
live the life. Are you kidding me? They have a purple mattress dog bed in the truck. Purple. You know how much a purple mattress is?
No, I don't have a dog.
They're thousands of dollars for like a
I
human.
get annoyed when this dog runs around my house when there's a plumbing issue at my house.
Your daughters love it.
I know they do.
That's why he doesn't like it, is because then they go, Daddy, we want a dog
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, but my older daughter wants like a husky. She wants like a Rottweiler.
Nightmares.
I'm like, Riley, you're not gonna walk that thing.
I
I'm gonna walk
can't
it.
believe you're a family man now.
Why?
Because I just remember when you were this 19, 20-year-old kid, like petering into the pizza place.
Saying I was gonna kick your ass because you tried to send me home.
Now he's running multi-million-dollar projects.
Just like a total screw up. Like, what happened?
I don't know. We were just talking the other day how I used to have go right into that pizza place at like midnight, drunk with my friends, and make pizzas. I had a police scanner, Max, and I'd put it on Oradell police scanner. You can like Google it; it's common knowledge.
Yeah.
And I would walk in the back door after a shift on a Saturday night, trays of chicken fingers, mozzarella sticks, pizzas.
No wonder why we never made money.
I got yelled at one time. They're like, Sal, what happened to all the honey mustard? Nothing about mozzarella sticks and chicken fingers being gone. This was before, I think, Phil's time.
That's because you're chugging honey mustard.
Oh, God.
Like when you come home drunk.
I used to destroy the honey mustard there.
That was a fun job, but it was just, that needed an overhaul.
I had TRJ message me the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
What did he have to say?
He's like, Larry wants to get some drinks. You want to go? And I said,
Wow.
I suppose.
TRJ, what does TRJ stand for?
Tongue Ring Joe.
Tongue Ring Joe.
Yep. Tongue Ring Joe.
And
I
then
can
it
only
and then
imagine
it
the
turned-
characters over there.
And then it became Turge.
Turge. Then there's Larry was RDLG. He used to leave me on Saturdays to go to Romantic Depot. So RDLG was Romantic Depot, Larry Goldman. Yeah, fun times.
If you have a cash business, if you own a cash business, you have to be there as the owner.
Dude, I was
or it'll
like-
turn up.
I was
It'll
like
turn into that shit show.
17 years old, just turned 17. First,
It was all high school kids from
my
Riverdale.
first 17th birthday. I'm delivering pizzas. Some time goes by, and I'm watching these guys make pizzas. I'm like, yo, I could do that, no problem. Asshole 19-year-old that I am. I start messing around. They're like, yeah, you could do it. 1 week later, I'm making pizzas. These guys just leaving me there by myself.
Yeah. Was it good pizza? Did they have good pizza over there?
We
It was
did
all
good.
right.
Fine.
We did
We had
good.
a good,
I
we
went
had a
in there
good
the other day.
sauce recipe.
I remember when we were working in a pizza restaurant doing the work for the pizza place, and then he goes, "Yeah, I used to make pizzas. That's how I found
Yeah.
out." And he goes, "Let me make a pizza," because everything was still kind of working, the old stuff. He throws a pizza in the
Me?
oven. You made you made a pizza,
I?
but it came out burnt to crap.
Oh, because we forgot about it. We put it in the
It
oven
came
and I
out
totally
burnt
forgot. And then
out.
we kept working.
So I went to where we work, Trios, same oven.
Same oven. I know. I was just there
Same
the other
oven.
day.
The dough thing in the back, same. That
You
table,
know how much those dough things are?
that table, that wooden table where we'd mix the sauce, same. I used to hate cutting the cheese, dude. Oh my god, brutal.
Why?
I just hated it. I wanted no part of it.
I love shredding cheese.
Shredding the cheese was the worst.
It's the best because you get the big block of mozzarella.
Yeah, and then you got to chop it.
No,
with the knife.
You take the whole thing and you just. It's so
Yeah.
satisfying. It comes
Did
down.
you-
They
have-
used to make us do different cheeses. Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah. Well, then that was before your time.
Have you tried? He was on our podcast, Grumpy's Pizzeria
Where is it?
in Saddlebrook.
bro. Best.
The best pizza.
in
Really?
the world.
The best. I went there a couple days ago.
We'll go there. Just skip your daughter's cheerleading thing. We'll go over there after.
I can't. I'm going to Biagio's, dude. It's good food there.
It is good food
Yeah,
there.
Joe's does have good food.
So what else we got going on? What'd you learn this year? What have you learned this year as a blue collar tradesman
Nothing.
poser? Nothing.
I learned to not hire specific trades for the next building.
Not hire specific trades or
Yes.
companies.
Companies for trades, yes. My mistake.
Okay, so that's fair. So you
yeah.
you learned the hard way on some things.
Yeah, specific trades.
I learned that we are
Which
not.
ones?
Electrician. Like, so for instance, this building I just finished, 44 stories. The owner is building a 63-story right behind it. They want to use the same GC, us. They requested for myself and my PM, project manager, Chris. And then he wants specific companies for specific trades. They would like everyone back because it went so smooth. I think profited on that job like 22 million.
Pennies. We spend that as the United States government spends that every second,
Okay.
something like that.
But it's crazy, Max, the amount that goes into it. Like right now, we haven't started a single thing. Didn't even start foundation. We're buying out logistics, sidewalk sheds, the hoist on the building.
Sidewalk sheds.
A sidewalk shed, like overhead protection. Like, when you walk in
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
gotcha.
crazy rules. I'm
I-
fighting with DOT for a lane closure right now on the one street because there's a church across the street. So the church is like, well, Sundays we need to park here. We had a meeting with the church, DOT, so we got it so they could park in a no parking on the adjacent street. It's crazy how much planning goes into it before you even start.
What about
Yeah.
like theft on the job while you guys are out there working?
Well, that's like my number one thing.
You guys
Is that
do you have
that's
to
your
deal with
number
that?
one issue
I
to
got
deal
it.
with?
Yes.
Is theft.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Are you talking about theft like worker to
Both.
worker? Or?
Both.
So I love to make the job like Fort Knox. I already drew the logistics plan. I have turnstiles at 2 ends of the building. I got 2 security guards that are shown on the safety plan. It's a lot, and that has to get submitted to Department of Buildings. It's a lot of steps. And
Are you mostly like administrative doing paperwork, or is that somebody like you have
I
an
don't do
office
any of
for
the paperwork.
No.
like I'll draw that paperwork. Other people submit it. Expediters for my company. Yeah.
So, okay, so it doesn't seem like you're just sitting back doing nothing.
No, I don't.
I mean, you sure come back to Jersey clean every day, clean as a whistle.
For the most part.
Well, I mean,
Depends on the day.
you have to understand that, especially in New York City, there's so many layers that you have to deal with. I guarantee you, if that job is over on this side of the bridge, there's probably
There's no
not
rules in New Jersey.
Yeah, it's
Compared
not
to
even.
Well, it's just
the same
it's
thing
so
with
congested
plumbing.
over there.
It's the same thing with plumbing.
It costs like $8,000 to put in a water heater in New York. Did you know that?
Yeah, because you have to, not just the cost of the material, but like he said,
ridiculousness.
Yeah,
But
The
they're,
absolute
like I
ridiculousness.
can't sit back and I know you think I probably just sit back and do nothing. Like with the permits and stuff now.
Yeah, I think
there's a PW2 permit, so my license goes on that. I have a Department of Buildings license.
Okay, so you're putting yourself at risk.
you have
I'm
to
at
go to
risk.
school for that, or it's just like a training course class.
There's classes you have to take. You have to have X amount of experience. You got to get letters from other people.
X
Wow.
amount of experience, like
Like I
working
had to have
under somebody.
8 years experience
In
working
just a trade?
underneath a general super
Okay.
Well,
as a general contractor.
I'm proud of you. You know, if I would never managed you at the pizza place, you would have never made it this far.
Probably not.
I taught you all those skills.
Yeah.
Remember those Ed Hardy jeans that somebody gave to you and you wore them every day for like
With the skull?
2 months?
I
Yeah.
still have them.
You do?
Yeah.
Somebody gave him Ed Hardy, and as soon as they give him Ed Hardy jeans, he walks in, he's like, check out my jeans, bro. Look at these. Someone gave these to me, dude. Someone just gave these
Yo, they
to
were
me.
like $280.
Yeah. I was
I was 21 years old.
Yeah.
And you would wear them to work.
Yeah. I put the apron on.
Ridiculous, dude. I don't buy anything over $20.
I was
'cause-
never about the apron, by the way, Max. Like tying it around the neck. I would fold it in half, make it like a Phil was tied up top, looking handsome with it on.
Yeah.
It's all appearance. My cousin would be in the back with
You were just completely fabricating things in your head right now.
yeah.
Yeah, fabricate means lie.
I can't say what my cousin used to do, right?
No, you can't. No.
Oh my God.
His cousin was such a ball buster. Ugh. What have you learned this year?
What have I learned this year? Oh man. I mean, with the company,
Yeah. about yourself personally.
I'll say this is that I guess it's solidified that I want to be in the trades, but from a couple of people that we've had on the show, yourself actually now, the last guest that we had, Mike Medaglia, is that
He wants to be in a different trade.
no. It's not that I want to be in a different trade. No, you don't want to do this forever. You don't want to be underneath the sinks.
You don't want to be the
forever.
75-year-old guy screaming.
Exactly. You don't want to be that guy forever. So you want to eventually have, like, my uncle just got it this year too. An administrative, like, GC type job. He works for the New York State. All right. He builds the science classrooms for all of, like, SUNY school district. So he's not allowed to. He's very hands-on type of person, and he's not allowed to be hands-on anymore. He's got to manage the jobs. And I think people think when they get into the trades, oh, it's just going to be working with your hands for the rest of your life, getting underneath sinks, changing out water heaters, all that kind of stuff. But eventually, you can make your way up and manage those people. You know, like what you're doing, and make very good money,
Yeah.
obviously. So it's like opened up my eyes, kind of the last probably year into where I want to take myself in this trade. So
I'm going to work till the day I
Will
die.
you still do the podcast if you leave Quartz Plumbing?
yeah.
Will
I
you?
enjoy this podcast. I enjoy the
Are you gonna do the
podcast.
podcast?
I
if
was
you leave?
talking to someone the other day about doing a podcast in the mornings that I
About
work
what?
with. I don't know. We just were talking on the way in a couple times. It's early. I go in super early, like 5.
Do you think that'll be interesting to other people?
I don't know, because I was thinking no video like this, but it would be like just a phone call. We'd call it the drive-in,
Yeah.
because nobody knows what it's like. I mean, at least you two don't. What it's like to get up at
To
5
commute?
to commute to the city. It's literally a rat race.
Yeah.
You are racing people.
Maybe
I
you
put
should do
myself-
video. You
I-
should put like a dash cam.
The dash
Just
cam
play
would
it.
be cool,
Yeah.
but like I rip down Kinderkamak. When I get on Route 4, forget it.
It's that bad at 5 o'clock in the morning?
If I don't get to the bridge before 5:40 a.m., forget it. I'm late.
Yeah.
I'll be late.
I couldn't do that. It's 10
then
minutes
listen,
away. I can't do it.
Like,
The key is for the drive-in podcast, you just put a camera inside your truck and talk with your partner on
That's
the way
it.
in. And
Yeah.
you see, like, you just riff, all right? Everything's organic, and obviously you cut out whatever you want to cut out, but
I'll edit it for you.
just keep it organic
oh yeah, I
until
need
you get to
do
the
that. I don't know how to
job.
do
It's
that.
20 grand a year. And I'll produce your merch and everything.
What
And
merch?
I get a cut of that. People are going to want the drive-in merch.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to get it.
It's a great, by the way, it's a
I'm gonna
great
start
name.
an LLC. I'll get a new car for it.
It's a great name, the drive-in.
The
Yeah.
drive-in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mark Santangelo told us we should start an LLC.
For
you
this?
should.
It's going to cost about $700.
Yeah,
What?
you could start one tomorrow. Go to Bank of America. You start tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I go through my accountant. I trust my accountant. He knows his stuff. He was on the show.
Well, he's gonna use a bank to do it.
Do you listen to us? Do you listen to this podcast?
no,
yeah, of
he
course.
didn't even listen to his own episode.
Yes, I did. I showed everyone at my job.
I'll say this: I don't like the sound of my own voice, so that's why I won't
Neither
listen to
do
the
I.
episodes. When he
Why not?
has,
You got a good speaking voice.
yeah, yours is
Do I?
fine.
Yeah.
Yours is fine. When
That's
he
not what
plays,
you told me last time. You made me feel like
Well, that's
That's just because-
my job on the show is
Yeah.
to make everyone feel like garbage and I'm superior.
when he
I
has
wouldn't
the
be hosting
podcast
it.
playing on the jobs, I'm like, you got to turn it off. I can't.
Why? You sound
just-
fine.
you got
Yeah.
to get another commuter to the city in here. I got a good person for you.
This is not the show.
This is not the
This is the
drive-in.
blue collar trade. Yeah, this is
He's
the
a blue
drive-in.
collar trade.
What is he?
Kevin Ogden.
What does he do?
He's a project manager for a facade company.
For a facade company?
Yes.
Like
So he'd be like,
building fronts and stuff?
yeah. For instance, like I could hire him. I'm actually working to hire him to do all the interior glass on my next project. The company he works for.
What? Give me another example of facade.
Well, facade. He works for a facade company. They do glass and metal. But
Okay.
on my last job, his company did all the interior glass partitions.
Yeah, if he wants to come
Office
on.
space.
I
Yeah, he
remember,
would.
I remember him from years ago.
Yeah, he was a.
He knows his business.
Oh yeah.
I mean, listen, this is a entrepreneur and small business ownership show, but I've had people who don't own their business, but they have an insider look on the industry that they're in.
He definitely has it.
Yeah?
Yes.
He can talk and banter and be funny.
Yes.
All right. Why don't you switch places with him real quick? Just give him a call.
Kevin. He's not here.
Kevin will have a Grinch costume. I can't believe you don't have a Grinch costume for your children.
I told you, my 7-year-old would be like, "Oh, Dad, it's you." She would know, and it would ruin everything.
So if it's not you, she thinks it's the real Grinch?
So when I had the Grinch show up to my house this past Saturday,
Yeah, you did?
yes, I was in the basement.
Uh-huh.
And I came before I came upstairs, she's like, "Oh, it's Dad," and I could hear her. I came upstairs, and then she freaked out. She's like, "Oh my God, it's not Dad," and then like slammed the front door.
Dude, what?
My 2-year-old was screaming, crying, terrified.
But those videos are hysterical.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
We never believed in Santa Claus. My dad, not that he didn't allow it, but he didn't perpetuate Santa Claus. Like
Well, the new thing is not
Is that
even
why you're
Santa Claus;
miserable?
it's the elves.
Is that why you're miserable?
The
No.
elves
There's no
on the
Santa in
shelf
your
are
life?
the new
I'm not
thing.
miserable. I'm happy all the time. Why
Elves on
do
the
you
shelf.
keep leading
So-
our audience in the wrong way? The Elf on the Shelf now?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
But I got to do something different every
You
night.
have to place it in a different
Oh
spot.
my God!
Who the heck invented that? Is
Genius.
Rolling in money.
Yeah,
Rolling in it.
yeah. There's a book that goes with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like last night, my wife did it. She put the.
How did that catch on like
We
that,
have
though?
two. We have two elves, a male and a female elf, Sprinkles and Bernard, and they were in separate bathrooms, sitting on toilet paper, and it said "Jingle bells, your poop smells," with like wavy writing. But it's like a new thing every night.
So you move them. You have to move them? Like, what do
Yeah,
you
but
do?
I've moved them, like I've moved them to my daughter's room and put the one elf in the Barbie hot tub and had the two Barbies next to it, and immediately my wife shuts it down
Why?
because
Oh, because he's like, okay, I got you.
he's like pimping.
Pimp elf.
Yeah, pimping.
I never. It's not that my dad didn't allow us to believe in Santa Claus, but he wouldn't perpetuate. Like, I guess my brother had to be like 5, 6 years old, maybe even 4. And we were going to the firehouse to see Santa Claus up in Mawa. This was like,
What are you, like 10?
yeah, something around there. And we were driving over there, and my dad goes, Santa Claus is a big fat fake. There's nothing real about Santa Claus. And it wasn't malicious or anything, but he was just like, yeah, there's no Santa Claus. Like, because he would come home from school.
Did Dave freak out?
No, so Dave goes to sit on Santa Claus's lap, and he goes, my dad says you're a big fat fake. It totally calls him out. And my parents are there taking, he's getting their picture taken.
Yeah,
And
the guy's white beard probably fell off.
yeah, he's like heartbroken. We never believed in Santa Claus or anything like that. I'm not significantly, but I'm older than my brother and sister. So I would have just ratted it out anyway.
Is your sister older than Dave?
No, she's younger. She's a year younger.
Huh.
He knew Dave. He played football with Dave.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think Dave was a senior when I was a freshman.
He was
though.
a senior, yeah. But you played when you were a freshman. Yeah. So, you knew.
So you were an athlete too. A good one, obviously, if you were a freshman
I was
playing with
pretty
the
decent.
Yeah?
Yeah. I still have Riverdale records in football.
Do you really?
I do.
Wow.
I can't tell
There's
if this
so
is-
many blue collar guys that were once
When you have
good
Kevin on, you
athletes.
can ask him you can bring it up and ask him. He'll tell you.
Yeah, he'll tell the truth.
He will tell the truth. He will tell you how I ran a 4.540. He will tell you everything.
Did you really?
Yeah, 4.58.
Wow. That's
And
really
now,
good.
And now you're just sitting on my couch about to break it.
Dad bodding it out. There's no time. When do I go to the gym, dude?
Yeah.
I
People
mean-
don't understand that. Like, does your wife ask you to like do manual things when you come home? Like, I need like this done. I need
Take the
this
garbage
done.
and do this.
Not-
Sometimes.
Not to take the garbage. Like, I need this shelf put together. I need this thing put together.
She'll save
whatever.
it for the weekend. But
Okay.
like, see, during like spring and summer, I love Sundays. I love to cut the grass. I love to weed whack. I like to edge.
Yeah.
I love all that stuff.
Yeah. I come
Yeah, I
home and
get
it's
that.
just like it's like a million plumbing things, or hang this, do this, and they're like, oh, you're so lazy, you don't want to do anything when you come home. Like, I just did manual labor all day. I don't want to come home and
I
do
will get
more
it
manual
sometimes.
labor. Sometimes,
but,
yes.
But even like once you have kids, if you decide to one day, like I'll get home for 10 minutes. I'll be back in the car to go to soccer practice or cheer practice. Pick up from this, pick up from that.
She's cheering now. Does she like it?
She likes soccer more.
Does she?
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean,
Like winter now we're free of everything. She wants to do soccer training over the winter, which is just on Sundays.
Ugh.
So just more money.
I mean, listen, it's good for kids to do all that stuff for sure, but it wears the parents out.
100%.
Where's the kids out too? I think parents put their kids in too many things. They should be in things, but they shouldn't be in too many things.
Way too many things. And also, listen, high school kids used to get an after-school job. They don't do that anymore.
No.
They don't do that anymore, and everyone's wondering where the work ethic went. And you got to start that early. And the problem is, kids get out, they get into college, and they have to have a part-time job, and they complain about the 12 hours a week they work, and it's just too much. And like, I don't know. There's just, I guess I'm basing it off this, and I can say this because my uncle was just on, but my little cousin is like in every sport, which is fine. But he lives 6 blocks from the school, and he gets driven to the school every day.
I think
for
it's
everything.
funny that Paul acknowledges that he's like, yeah, I should make him walk to school, but I gotta drive him.
He goes, I got to drive Nikki to school. I'm like, it's
6 blocks?
It's
Where
like
do they live?
right over here by Roosevelt. To the high school.
So they
What
go
is
to
it,
Riverdale.
8 blocks?
The same school, the same house?
Not
On-
Roosevelt, yeah, the same house. But what is
on-
it, 8 blocks
on
from?
Continental?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be walking to school every day. I'd
That's
want
what
to.
I'm saying. Like, and
Yeah.
not to like, listen, I know it's a whole different thing, but all these, listen, just you ever drive by these schools when the parents are dropping the kids
This
off?
area is a nightmare with the driving.
Like, your kids, I don't have kids, okay? I guess the world is crazy, yada, 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 but this is a safe town, okay? And not only is it a safe town, there's dozens of other kids all walking in the same direction as your kid. don't give me the, I don't want them to be kidnapped or all this stuff. Listen, the whole school, like, everyone is migrating to the school at that time. Just throw them in there with the mix. And then you have to drive past a school, and it's like Los Angeles at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's bad.
This is so unnecessary,
Days
dude.
I have off, like, I'll tell you right now, Riley can't walk to school. It's too far. I'm like border Oradell.
She's also 7.
She's in Oradell?
I live in Emerson, but you see where I am on Soldier Hill.
Yeah.
So they let her go to Oradell?
No, she goes to Emerson Public School, which is Memorial, which is
Where's
all
Emerson?
the way. It's pretty much on the border of Westwood.
Yeah.
It,
far.
It would
Okay.
be an
It's
hour
far.
walk to school.
Well,
40-minute walk.
that's reasonable. But for a lot of these kids in this area, River Edge, Oradell, it's a 10-minute walk.
Yeah, I walk to school all the time.
Oh,
And
I
would
gotta
walk home.
drive my kid to school. I can't. What do you don't have to. You don't
I
have
used to ride the GoPed. Remember that thing?
Yeah.
No.
I had one.
I had a GoPed.
What is that?
Or my neighbor had
It was
one.
like
Sorry.
a gas-powered scooter.
Yeah. They were awesome.
And-
Really?
And I got yelled at for putting it in my locker.
Why? Because you can smell it?
Because it had
Gas,
gasoline
yeah.
in it, I assume.
I guess that's fair. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like a pipe bomb in your locker, and you just. Here, I got another gripe about school traffic. Why do all kids are coming in all directions, right? A bunch of kids are running down the street. Why don't the crossing guards
Do anything?
consolidate the kids on a corner until they all gather and then cross them in one shot? Instead,
Do you want
what they do
you
is
want the true answer? It's because they don't
let me
care.
finish this. Instead, they block traffic and they allow one kid one at a time to run up the sidewalk as they're coming up to the school. It's like a stream of diarrhea that's slowly just like, bro, the kids can wait on the corner for a few minutes while you can get all the cars by. Put up your sign, put up your hands, stay there. Let them all gather and then cross them in one big group. That drives me up a wall.
Because they're all volunteers. They don't care.
They're not volunteers.
Yeah, they're not. They're paid.
Oh, really?
My
Yeah.
mom does the crossing guard.
Crossing
Really?
guards are
Yeah.
paid, yeah. They get a
You get
pension and
paid-
everything. No, they don't. They get health benefits.
I don't think the woman that crosses by my school
They
is.
do get health benefits.
They get 100% pension and health benefits and dental and eye. For those, what would you do if you found out that?
That would be out of control.
We wonder why our taxes are so high. No, I don't understand that. There'll be a string of kids just straggling in down the block.
Well,
And
yeah,
the crossing guard will throw up a stop sign as they slowly trickle by.
Yeah,
like,
and it's
bro,
bad on Kinderkamak. Like I
It's
could
terrible
name-
on Kinderkamak. And then they back up, and then the traffic is backed up. Like,
Past the traffic
you
light
need
on
to.
Oradell Ave.
I
Yeah,
don't
know
think
exactly
it's
what you're
teaching
talking about.
kids how to safely cross the street. Because guess what? After they're done with school, there's no crossing guards everywhere. But they think they can just. Oh, the traffic will stop because I'm just going to trickle across the street.
You ever see the videos of the kids in Japan crossing the street? People also don't stop for you around here. I'll say that in cars.
They don't. Okay, that is true.
The people in cars here do not stop for. I've seen people.
Yeah,
Just
when
this
you get
morning.
the sign like
That actually-
pedestrian,
that
when you see a
pisses- that actually
pedestrian
pisses
stop,
me off a lot.
Yield for pedestrians, no one stops. I don't. I'll admit it.
Well, we'll get called out in a work truck in a heartbeat, so we have
Yeah.
to stop. But that bothers me. If there's a pedestrian in the crosswalk and people are just zooming by, I've got out and stopped people before. Were you there? Were you here?
I have for an
You
older
told me about it.
person.
I have for several older people.
Actually, right at Walgreens, which used to be Rite Aid
well,
in
that's the
Oradell.
worst.
That spot right
That's
there
a
is
horrible
horrible.
spot. There was an intersection. There was an old guy trying to cross. This was by Great Foods over there.
Okay.
Oh,
That really crappy intersection.
the curve.
Yeah. There's this old man trying to cross, and I'm by the convenience store trying to make a right. And I'm not going so he can cross.
On the same side of the street, or he's trying to cross.
No, he's trying to
Kinderkamak?
cross Kinderkamak. And I'm not going so he can cross, but everyone's just driving. And he's in the street. He's not standing on the sidewalk. If you're tucked back, I get that. You don't notice that he's trying to cross. But he's in the street with a cane trying to cross for minutes, dude. And I got so angry at these people because I could see these people making eye contact with him and not stopping. I throw the truck in park. I had my flashlight in my pocket.
Oh, it was dark
and I'm
out?
it was dark,
Like 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I start shining people, and this lady is not stopping, and I'm in the road. I'm like, you know what? You're gonna hit me, okay? Because I can't believe you people have made this guy sit here this long. So I'm like that with my face, and I'm like, come on, sir, let's go. And I'm trying to take him across the street, and she's so angry, and it enraged me to my core. It's like, this is not Route 80. There's residences all over here.
Yeah, it's a walkable
There's businesses. Like it drives me up a wall when I see that, and we see it all the time. Now, what do they do all over here? They have the flashing lights and then the flags. You walk down with the flags.
The flags.
People don't even stop for that. Kids, old people, they just don't even stop. Whew.
Rant.
Good?
Ranting Phil.
What else are we going to rant about? I'll tell you what I learned this year. We definitely need.
What the?
We need to bring some new guys in for sure, because we can't survive trying to piecemeal together renovations during the summer anymore and rushing around. We definitely need to get some new guys in. Winter, no problem. There's work all over the place. There's frozen pipes, there's boilers, all this stuff. But once the spring and summer comes around, no one is caring about that stuff. Now they're doing their renovations, and we're not big enough to maintain. You know what I mean?
I would say if that isn't an option, or if that's not able to happen in the upcoming year,
But why
then
are you not big enough? Can I ask that question?
Because
you have
when
to take that leap to grow. You have to take that.
if you're
it's
going
a
to get
leap.
into renovations, you need a crew that can get in there and rough out the house in a day.
No, he's not asking that. He's asking why haven't we gotten more people onto the.
Why didn't we just hire more people?
No, I'm asking kind of both, I guess.
Well,
But I'll give you an example after you answer.
it's a leap. You have to. Take,
is a leap. It's
you
a
have
risk.
to take a risk to now add each person, because
What if you hire a bunch of people and the phone stops ringing?
If the renovation's managed correctly, what's the issue?
Oh, well, am I just not managing my time properly?
Not you specifically. Like,
Well-
for instance, when I redo my kitchen, I live in a raised ranch. You've been to my house.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the floor out. You're going to have just the joists there. And
Are they? Because everyone says that, and then we get to the job and the subfloor's down.
Yeah, but okay, so that's what I'm saying. It's
What are
not
you saying?
managed correctly.
No,
No.
especially the.
Like, I can tell you
problem
right
job
now,
from the
I'm going to
summer.
demo my kitchen myself. I'm going to take the floor out.
I'm out.
Everything's going
You're
to
going to play GC on the job. I'm out.
well,
ev-
he's a GC in real
Everything's
life.
going to be
No.
everything's going to be down to the studs.
No,
and
no,
the
no.
floor's out.
Okay, I'll give you this. You're a GC.
Will I be
The
there when you're there?
second-
Absolutely not, because I'm not dealing with that.
That's fine.
My
I
wife
prefer
will.
that, actually. I prefer the homeowner not to be there, just let us work. I had a guy, I'm going to get off topic right here. We had a new customer. We don't get this a lot, but hoverers.
Oh yeah, I hate hovers.
We get hoverers from time to time. They'll be in and out. This dude parked it behind my shoulder for 2 hours and didn't say a word. Just sat there and stared. It was so
I did that to
uncomfortable.
you joking around.
Well, we're talking. We're friends.
Yeah,
It's different. This
listening
is a new
to
guy.
crazy music.
Me?
Yeah,
My dude. Well,
It goes from Yanni to System of a Down to.
we were listening to like some crazy techno that day.
yeah?
yeah,
I love crazy techno.
yeah.
I like hard techno.
But like, let me ask a serious question. So, you know, like the time, you don't have enough time, not enough people, or not enough time to bang something out, right? So say everything's gutted, right? Gas isn't moving, and nothing's there. Cabinets are gone.
Okay.
It's just a big square room, no sheetrock, just studs. Water line's got to move 15 feet. Drain's got to move 15 feet. Hopefully we can maintain the pitch. I don't know if that's going to be possible. You'll have to tell me that.
We'll figure it out.
But that's like a day job, no? For two
I'm not
people?
talking about that. I'm not talking about a kitchen or one bathroom.
So you're talking about it like an entire house.
Yeah. You need the crew to get in there and rough out the whole thing in a day or 2 days.
But why?
Because then you're losing labor. You're totally losing labor that you bid
But
it
what
on.
if like it's a $1 million house? What if
about
there's
it?
4 bathrooms?
Then I have the crew of 6 guys to go in there and bang it out. 3 days. Let me say 3 days for
Okay.
the rough. All right. You need the manpower to be able to get in there. We had a job that completely got away from us this summer. I gave him a proposal on something, and it just grew. And another bathroom was added, a whole bunch of other stuff. 3 gas lines were added.
But see, the add-ons, that's change orders for you. You should mark those up more.
We didn't run that properly because the guy would come in and then just what?
Nothing.
He's saying that that's his job. That's his specialty.
The guy would come in and like he wasn't working with us. He would just bark out something. The wrong plans were on the wall, and it just completely got away from us. And I think if we had the manpower to manage this job and get in and done,
I mean, listen,
sheetrock
sheetrock is easy to put up, right?
Yeah, but there's no money in it.
I'm trying to give an example. Sheetrock is super easy to put up. You would say like I could put up a sheetrock in a kitchen living room area in a day or two as like a solo guy, but they still have like 3 guys doing it, right?
Yeah, so like when
you just get it done, quickly.
Like I can tell you right now, the carpentry contract on my jobs, the carpenter always subs out the sheetrock to someone.
Really?
And they bring 50 guys, and they will sheetrock as fast as possible.
That's what you want.
There's no money in it.
That's what you need.
But how come you can't? You do a proposal. I'm sure with the proposal you give a duration or schedule.
I'll be way too high. If I can't get in there and finish the rough in 2-3 days flat,
you won't get the job.
Then I have to add more labor to cover my costs, and I'll end up losing. So you need the crew to get in there to be able to do a home like that.
The other thing with new construction, the other thing with a lot of these new construction, they get it done quickly, but a lot of the new construction homes, they're done like garbage.
Yeah.
You can get this stuff. We can get this stuff in like garbage. You can. I could just run it like garbage.
They're also cheaping out on.
They're cheaping out on the laborers.
A lot of the times the plumber's not even on the job at all.
Exactly.
Yeah. I see that.
And then they call us, the toilet's not flushing right. And it's because they didn't get the pitch, or they didn't even put the vent in, or they didn't do this.
We get that, dude. House
all
flips,
the time.
House flip is 2 years old, 1 year old, and we're in there fixing a ton of crap already. And they're like, well, why can't you figure this out? It's like, I wasn't on this job. You're calling me after the fact. Like, now I have to figure out what schmuck came in here and put all this in.
Yeah, I can't see behind the walls.
Right.
Yeah.
But they think you can.
Yeah.
Because people think you can.
That's why I think you doing my kitchen, you'd be surprised how lenient I'd be compared to Jack, who was standing over your shoulder for 2 hours.
Especially if you're not there. That's pretty lenient, if you ask me. If you're just not on the job.
You'd rather me there than Jen.
I'm going to let my dog walk all over your house while I'm there.
That's fine. Just don't let it take a shit in the house.
I can't believe you don't love that dog.
Who said I don't?
Your attitude says you don't.
I just do that to piss you off.
Frankie's a superstar, man. I actually got to think about getting a second pug. Listen, I got some bad news at the vet. You want to talk about that?
You could talk about that.
No, I don't want to hear about it. It upsets me. That's why I can't buy a dog. I'd get too attached.
I'm gonna try to throw up my Give Send Go account so people can donate to her surgery.
Is it like a life and death surgery?
Well, so her spine's deteriorating. Her discs are starting to deteriorate, so that's why she drags
miserable.
her feet.
Yeah,
and it's a little painful and it's uncomfortable, and like when she hits something, I'm trying to think, like, what is the term when you like hit something? When your legs come down, you hit it.
Impact?
Impact, yes. The impact, like light impact, it takes a lot out of her. So I brought her to 2 vets. I needed a second opinion. The first guy says, listen, her spine's deteriorating. It's $20,000 surgery. And the success rate is like 60%. 60-70%.
Yo, vets.
You can't guarantee it.
Bank.
Yes, they do.
That's crazy.
I took her for a second opinion. Said the same thing. It's $18,000 surgery, and you got to go to a neuro. It's like I don't even
Therapy.
take care of that. My health like that.
No, and then you got to do physical therapy for the dog. When are you doing that?
Exactly. Like,
you gonna have the physical therapist come to the renovation that you can't finish in a day? You know what I mean? I'm
gonna take her to the chiropractor. See if a little chiropractic therapy can help her out.
For real?
Yeah.
Can they do the thing with like the pads and it like puts like the waves?
They're gonna do that.
Waves?
The red light therapy.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully it'll do something, but I wish I could, but I can't afford $20,000 surgery. So we're just gonna. What do you got?
Nothing.
Who's that?
It's my wife asking me to get cash on the way home. I told her to look in the top drawer.
You gonna bring up any videos we're gonna watch and critique? We try to do
I'll
that
ask
on the
this:
last
what's
episode.
what's the worst thing that you've seen on your jobs? One of your jobs this year, or just in general. It's like the worst thing you've seen. Shocking.
Trios underneath the stove.
Oh God, that was bad.
What?
No, the pizza place we worked at.
Oh no.
No, your job that you
No,
have
your
now.
job that you have now.
This job, I finished the other building, 44 stories. I'm filling in on a 10-story building. The plumber who's doing the sprinkler system would hydro the sprinklers and then drain down the system and did not tell anybody. So when you drain down the system and he's got to fill it back up, when we were going for all the water was filling to the branches of the sprinkler.
Yeah.
They didn't check any of the heads, so heads were popping in
Oh.
random spots and no one would know. But that's why you leave it filled
Pressurized.
after you hydro.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that was a big
Plus, if someone punctures it, you want to know.
yeah. So,
Wow.
at the end of every day, obviously I turned the pump off.
How'd that go? How'd you guys?
Now it's okay because I have the branches filled halfway. So if someone I'm doing the hoist run right now.
Right.
If you are sheetrocking and you hit a head, it's going to be minimal water. But after you hydro and they fill the entire system back up for fire alarm, you could lose the whole building.
What's your worst? What's your worst story? Your
Worst
horror story.
from this year, or just in general.
In general.
I still go back to the story. I think I've told this.
Oh, the tub.
The tub. I think that was the worst thing that I've ever seen.
Well, our lives were threatened that same day too.
Yeah, that was the worst thing that I've ever been a part of. But this year was probably that renovation job.
For me too. That was my nom. That might have been my worst job in the history of.
There was another renovation where it hurt us to the point where he said, "Max, you gotta leave."
That still wasn't as bad as this one.
I know.
This one destroyed my soul. It ate my soul, like the Wishmaster, that movie in the '90s. It really did. It. I had a midlife crisis this summer. 100%. Ask him.
Yeah, I know you did because I remember talking to you one time, or I messaged you on Instagram and wrote, "Are you suicidal?" Do you remember that?
No.
Yes, I did that.
What did I say?
I think you wrote nothing, never mind, or something. Oh, look, Moose Knuckles calling me. How funny is that?
I can't believe you call your mother that. That's so weird.
It's an
Oh
inside
my
joke.
god. Yeah.
It's
That's
an
your mom?
Yes, it's an inside joke. One year at Christmas, we're sitting there. My uncle
Answer
is.
it. Answer the phone. Put it on speaker and bring it up to the mic.
Hello.
I'm doing the Joe Rogan podcast.
What's up, Ma? I'm doing a podcast with Phil Courts right now. You're live.
You're live on the air.
You're live on the air.
Okay, then I'm hanging up. Adios.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Well, that didn't go anywhere. I thought that would be.
So we're sitting at the table. This is probably like 6 years ago. And my uncle was like, "Hey, Moose Knuckle, pass the mashed potatoes." And my mom just was out in space. And he's like, "Yo, Moose Knuckle, pass the mashed potatoes." And then she's like, "Yo, are you talking to me?" It's my mom's younger brother.
Right.
We're kind of the same.
Okay.
And she's like, "What is Moose Knuckle?" And then Jen was sitting there. She kind of spit her food out laughing. I'm sitting there like this. And the name just stuck ever since then.
That is so funny. That's so stupid.
Yeah, it is pretty stupid, but it's funny. If you were there, you would have died.
I just can never call my mother Moose
But
Knuckle.
yes, back to you having your
Hold it up on Instagram.
I'm
What did I
gonna
say?
That's not out of the ordinary. The
I'm gonna look
suicidal
for
thing
it.
with him.
I'm gonna look for it
I'm
right
not
now.
suicidal.
It's like it's at least twice a year.
You posted,
where it's serious.
You posted something, and I was like, "Yo, you okay?"
What do you mean I posted something? On my business account?
I'm looking for it. Hold on. Or maybe. Let me see if I can find it here. Here it is.
Twice a year. Why? Because I get aggravated and it builds up, and
It's
I got
not-
to
Dude,
deal
I'm
with
having
it.
a
it's not
hard time over
aggravated.
here.
I've seen people
Not
get
doing well.
aggravated.
Hard
It's,
time with what? With it all. Huh? Never mind.
Okay, that's
Are
enough.
you being suicidal? No, I'm not suicidal.
Okay, there you go. I answered your question.
Yes.
That's what a suicidal person would say.
It was a rough year, dude. Everything falls on my shoulders.
And that was in the summer, actually.
All right, let me say this because let me put this out there. It doesn't go to you.
I didn't say that.
Everything
it does.
comes back here from the office, from management, from Paul, from all
I don't
this
need.
stuff.
I don't need an explanation of to
That,
how
that
stressful
happens
Well,
to
I'm
me
gonna
too.
give you one.
how
It just happened to
stressful
me.
that job is.
You can't.
I'm just saying that.
I can imagine it gets very stressful for Phil.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it gets very stressful. And the guys under me, I have on this job 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people under me. They don't give a shit.
No, that I understand. It's not stress. It's not the same for the workers as it is for the business owner, or even for the manager.
Don't avoid eye contact with me right now. Let's go back to this.
I'm
You brought
just
it up.
saying.
You brought it up, so let's put it to rest.
You have to take the things, all the good and all the bad, mostly the bad, and you have to learn from those bad things. And
Well, let me put it this way. There's a lot of factors in that.
that makes you stressed.
Can I ask a personal question?
It depends. Is it going to lead me into something that's going to make me want to punch you in the face?
It's going to lead me into
because-
suicide.
Fuck you up.
No F-bombs, bro.
Oh, sorry.
And you won't.
can edit that out.
You won't.
Yeah, okay. I will.
There's this like attitude that I'm older and
I'm
more
old
in
too.
control.
My back's killing me right now.
It doesn't matter, but like
I would-
I'll say
it'll
that-
always
I would
be that like
headbutt
I'm
your
your
I'll
face.
say that
superior.
for somebody who doesn't go to the gym and who
Phil's
does
very
it,
strong
very
guy,
strong,
dude.
very strong.
Very strong guy.
I
It's
always
actually
thought
like,
that I could kick his ass too, but I can't. There's no shot.
Let's start with the jobs that we take. Keep the other two.
Okay.
There comes a point sometimes in a year, especially the last 4 years with the administration that has been in the White House, where you're desperate for work. And then all of a sudden, you get people wanting estimates and they want to book estimates. And it's like crawling through the desert for weeks and you finally come up on water, but it's pea water. But you're going to drink it anyway because you're dying of thirst. That's what it comes down to sometimes. Now, not all the time. There's a lot of times where I actually don't think about all the aspects of the job that we might take. So that is true. But this summer, when you're desperate, and then all of a sudden someone's waving, I got $14,000 deposit for you right now, you're going to take it because you need it.
I think that
is that
situation.
not a lot or is that a lot?
No, I think that situation.
serious.
For a small, I mean, we're for two guys. How much you think we're going to make a month? That's a lot,
I don't know.
especially when you're crawling in the desert for weeks.
I
Can
think
you say what your monthly profit is?
Profit?
On average? Yes.
I mean, I'll tell you my break even.
Yeah.
My break even with
For a year. Just tell me the year.
for the year.
it's broken down by month.
Okay, so
It
tell
is
me a
broken
month.
down by month, but for our break even is about 51,000
A month.
a month. That's to pay everything. That's to
To break even. Yeah, I got it.
break even, and then you want to run that at about a 20% profit, 15 to 20% profit. If you're not making that, you're not growing. And
Agreed.
especially this past year and a half, it's been stagnant.
But now, do you think after January 20th it'll change?
I don't know. I'll
I
tell
think
you this
so.
much, and I've said this on the last podcast. Whatever you think about Trump, that's not what we're here to talk about. But I will say, 2016, when that guy got elected, I was here for a year before he got elected. The day that dude got elected, everything took off.
Yeah, it's going to again, in my opinion.
Everything just, it was like a rocket ship,
The
dude.
bank. So with me, me personally, I don't deal with a lot of the banks, but a lot of these owners use banks. So I know I have to do bank walks.
Banks are Ponzi schemes run by morons. You know who says that? Ron Swanson.
But the banks right now are already they're giving out loans to developers because of what happened.
Really?
Yes, it's already starting to happen.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
know by March, April 2025.
That's a trap, though. You want to be careful.
I understand that aspect of it. Okay, where the new person in power for the next several years does impact the economy, but I don't think you can live your life or run your business
No,
like
you
that.
can't.
You can't
Although,
rely on those things
you
because
do-
you can have a point in time where it's it's 8 years of somebody who might not necessarily be the best for the economy, but that's what you have to deal with. And what are you going to do? You're going to just you're going to wallow for the next 8 years. You
Well,
have
a lot
to
of times-
figure out and adjust.
Those 8 years can kill 50% of small business.
Well, that's what you have to be. It hasn't killed you since the 60s.
It hasn't, but I'm telling you, there's going to be there may be a time where from what I understand about running this business is so long is that the government despises small business.
Yeah.
We don't have lobbyists, we don't have donors, we don't have all this stuff. We're not donating to politicians. And every time we advocate for deregulation so we can put more money in our pocket, lower taxes, and the politicians don't care about that. They only care about donors, and we don't have skin in the game with donors. So there's going to be a point where let's say this nation does go full commie at some point. You'll not be able to survive. And when on those, like, I understand what you're saying, and yes, businesses should be able to fluctuate to a point. But the problem is those times when you need to fluctuate and really tighten up, one misstep can send you spiraling. One.
I mean, listen, I think your grandfather went through worse. Your uncle went through worse. I think people always go through worse times, and you have to adjust. I know it's different when somebody from the outside who doesn't own a business and run a business says something like that, but there have been...
I keep offering to give you all this insider information. She's like, nah, I'm good.
What do you mean? I have the numbers.
I'll sit down and like...
I have the numbers.
I'll make it painful as it's painful for me.
The numbers I see, the numbers I understand, and I know what it is. I know what it has to be. I know those things. What I'm saying is again, the management aspect of it, the things that you can control.
Yeah.
You have to.
I agree with that.
You have to control the things that you can control better. You always have to learn from all the bad things.
What were your other two?
The other one is scheduling.
Well, I took that over recently.
In the last 2 weeks.
Okay, has it been better?
Slightly. I mean, I haven't noticed a big difference.
Really?
I haven't noticed a major difference. It might be a little bit different for you because now you're controlling the schedule for yourself.
Can I be honest? Scheduling with two people is very difficult.
It is. It is because...
Not defending him, by the way, but it definitely is difficult.
Why does nobody want to defend me? Why is that such
It's
a
not
bad
about
thing?
defending. I'm being the mediator right now. But scheduling is very hard.
For two people, yes.
Scheduling
absolutely.
in general is very hard.
Yeah.
Because there's always an aspect that can destroy the schedule.
Oh, every day. I'll tell you,
can be
Mondays
minute
and
by minute.
Tuesdays, yeah.
It could be minute by minute.
We've had those days where the day has completely...
360.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
And you have
happened
to
me.
scramble.
Yeah.
And you have to absolutely scramble. And if you don't have
There's inevitable things that can happen that you cannot control, even though it's something you're supposed to control.
And people don't understand that either.
No.
I make
My
it
boss doesn't understand
I
that.
make it my aunt's point to make these people understand. Like, lady, listen, this is an emergency-based industry, okay? I'm sorry we can't put in your 9th bathroom faucet today. We have to reschedule you. I apologize. But there's a 90-year-old woman with water pouring into her roof on the bottom of her head, on the top of her head. Like, we need to go there. I got to push your faucet. This is ridiculous. I've been scheduled for a week. It's like,
Sorry.
okay, then you call Mrs. Smith and tell her, sorry, they can't fix your water main. They got to come put in my faucet. You go tell that old lady. People don't understand that.
Yeah, but see, if I was you, I would just say, okay, call
I don't
somebody
answer
else.
the phone.
Call somebody else.
Yeah, well, we try to keep that small hometown feel, so we try to work with people, but,
There's
some people you cannot work with.
You can't work with them.
Yeah, you can't work with. There's no
if you
flexibility.
called me and said that to me, I'd say, all right, I'll see you when you get here.
Well, because
When you
we
can.
know each other. That's not
No,
a fair
even
example.
if you didn't know me.
I agree. I'm like that with people as well. I'm understanding. But this is a tough area with a lot of money, and people want what they want when they want it.
So, like, scheduling wise with me, I get people. I just had an argument I just was reading on my phone just now about the guy who does the flooring.
You're supposed to be mediating.
I was mediating with one ear, and my one eye was reading the stupid message I just got. But again, I just talked to you about sprinkler heads. We had a sprinkler head pop. The flooring guy is like, "Oh, I can't do the floor." What? Big disaster. Sending emails, non-email thing to do right now.
Yeah.
He does it anyway. Okay, what do you want me to do? A head broke, You got to dry out the floor before you prime it to self-level.
That's what he's saying, or you?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to.
Okay, so now the time went by. This happened last week. So now I reversed it onto him. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, why haven't you started the self-level? The floor's dry. What's taking so long? I did exactly what he did to me.
Yeah.
And he's trying to justify himself right now.
And he's trying to justify it. Yeah. See, when the plate tables.
And I literally just wrote to him, "This is what you did to me last week."
Did he get it?
Yeah, he got it.
All right, good.
He got it.
Is he older or younger than you?
Younger. Older. I'm younger than him.
See, that's got to be a tough thing for a GC your age. What are you, 34?
6.
You're 36?
Yeah.
You're 36 years old.
Almost 37. 2 months.
Oh my goodness, dude. You got to be kidding me.
The worst thing for me is when I have other supers that are underneath me that are older than me. They hate it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's got to be a tough aspect. Casey, when he was on here, and you say it all the time, he's hired guys older than him, and they can't.
But it depends on the person.
him.
Like I have an MEP super, Anthony. He's 42 years old. Best guy that works for me.
42 is a good age. Mid-40s is a good age.
Great guy.
It's when you look your best.
Yeah. Sure. How old are you? 42?
43.
Oh, okay. So now you look like shit. But the age thing does happen to me quite often. But,
That's got to be a tough aspect.
you just don't let it, I don't let it get to me. I veer off of it.
So what do you say?
I don't have to stand up for myself.
Let's sum up this year. Let's sum up your year. You know what?
What do you want to know about my year?
What's perspective going into 20? What does
Hold on,
2025
before we talk
have?
about 2025, what was the third thing?
Yeah, what was the third thing?
Well, I guess it just kind of ties back into the other two, but it's like with material stuff like that. But it's management, because at the end of the day, I know you think that you don't have all the power, but you are the manager of this whole thing. You are, and you might not have final say, but you have a lot of say. And you've always told me
I'm going to save my comment for off the camera.
Why? That's not fair.
I'm not going to say it on camera.
Okay. It could become a dispute.
No, it's not a dispute. It's going to be very matter of fact. It's just going to smack him upside the head with some facts. And I don't want to do that on camera.
That's fine.
Okay.
I think that it's just it goes back to, again, scheduling and all that kind of stuff. It's managing the work environment.
I'm not going to say I'm the best manager, but I have no fault.
I'm not saying that you're. I'm not saying that you're bad. I'm just saying
there's a lot of room for improvement.
Maybe you should take a management class. I'm joking. You don't need to do that.
I'm not going to do that.
I never did.
What is that,
It's a waste of time.
like a tolerance course?
No, they get all those stupid graphs out. You got this circle that overlaps this one, and you put the main
Venn
things in the
diagrams?
middle. Yeah, and the outside is your workers. And
Maybe
what
I
they
will
say.
take that.
Yeah, maybe it'll work.
I don't. We kind of try to put forward that like Quartz is killing it on all fronts, but we're not. There's a lot of struggles. So let's turn the tables here. Let's say what you hate about your coworker the most.
You want me to say it?
Yeah.
Why?
I've just given you constructive criticism.
No, let's just give criticism now. Nothing to construct.
The way you eat. The way you eat.
I would be pissed about an animal in the work truck.
Would you?
No, I'm just kidding. I had to throw that out there. You and your purple mat or whatever.
It's his bed. It's his dog bed.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's his dog bed they use. Listen, customers love it. They love it.
but you probably get some customers that don't. Or can you tell when you see the customer?
Well, we could. It's not like we come into the job the first time holding the dogs ready to come in. We tell the dogs hang out in the truck, and if it comes up in conversation, like, oh yeah, we ride around with little dogs, and they're like, they're in there right now. They're like, no way. Can I
Yeah,
meet
with the
them?
windows up, no AC on.
No AC with the sun blaring down, and it's 140 degrees inside. Yeah, because we do that. You made that joke the last time you were on here that I was an animal abuser.
Yes, I did. I remember.
I had to
I
walk
was
that
joking.
back.
Though.
I had to do the next episode to prove that I wasn't.
You know, I got somebody who left a note on my car one time with Maury. I have, I went inside to go get a cup of coffee and my dog was in the car. It was a hot day. So I let the windows down in my car as I ran in to go get a cup of coffee. I was in there for maybe 10 minutes. And I didn't know, but this feature on my car, if you double click lock, all the windows automatically go back up. They all go back up.
Yeah, I just saw it on Instagram
Yep.
actually.
If I double
Some
click,
cool stuff with the
Yep.
fob.
Double
You could
click
do-
on my lock, all the windows go back up. I didn't know that because I walked away from the car with all the windows down.
Yeah, and it's a habit when you lock your car, you never press it once. I
Yep.
press it like 8 times.
Yep. So I go in, 10 minutes, come back out. There's none in my car. Call me all sorts of names about the dog because my dog loves to bark in the car. Call me all sorts of names, horrible, threatening to like break my window next time if, yeah. And I'm like, oh.
I mean,
And then I found out about the double lock feature after that.
so you went
I-
out and your
I-
windows were up?
I went back out to my car and my windows were rolled up.
Yeah,
But
that's,
they were down when you walked away.
They were down when
Yeah.
all
yeah,
of them
that's
were
kind of
down.
messed up.
What, from me?
No, with the car.
Yeah.
It's not you. Obviously, you know to leave your windows down if it's hot out.
Yeah.
But I actually sympathize with that other person too.
10 minutes.
I don't.
Why?
Mind your own business.
Yeah,
dude.
mind your own business.
No, dogs die. Dogs
I'll tell
and
you right
kids
now,
die
if I
in the
walked
back seat.
past your car and I saw a dog in it, I wouldn't even think twice.
No, that's not the point. The point he's making is there's a dog in the car. It's 90 degrees out and all the windows are
It
up.
wasn't that hot out.
Okay, 80 degrees.
Yeah.
You still have a 20 to 30 degree differential. How much hotter it gets in the car. I
Not-
sympathize
Not in
with
10
that
minutes.
person.
I don't know.
Absolutely in 10 minutes.
Okay.
You guys are crazy.
Nah, I don't.
This is an actual bro. Kids will die in
You
the
got to
back
manage
seat.
that better.
Whatever. You guys are wrong. You guys are just wrong. You just upset because it was like a personal thing.
All right, what do we got here?
I mean,
I don't know.
wouldn't you be annoyed? You would be livid.
I wouldn't.
No.
Livid. You would have been livid.
If I would be livid at the car that my windows went up after I purposely left it down because of her. Of course, I'm sensitive.
Yeah,
to
I'd
the
probably
heat.
call. What kind of car you have?
Lexus.
I'd probably
An
call
old
Lexus and be like, "Yo, why didn't you guys tell me about this feature?"
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't buy it new. It's an old Lexus.
Okay.
What's the plans for 2025? What's going into the new year?
I don't know.
No.
I got a TCO this building I'm on.
You're gonna do a new kitchen.
New kitchen in the spring/summer. You'll be there.
Yeah, right.
You will be.
You're gonna call Paco's Plumbing in because they came out
Who the hell-
$100 cheaper than me.
No, I'm gonna actually call whoever schedules and manages it best. New kitchen. I'll probably have to go to like Disney or something next year.
Ugh.
I know it's gonna be rough. We'll see though.
Should we talk about Disney?
No.
Should we,
we
talk
shouldn't.
about Disney and that evil
No.
No. corporation that
No.
is
No,
Disney?
we don't have to
No,
talk
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to go either. Don't worry. But I did it for one kid. I have to do it for the other.
Just don't tell the other kid.
But I'm thinking I might do it next December.
You know, I'm listening to like how you treat your daughters and you make sure you're at cheer, and I would be the worst father.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
I don't think so because you're really good to the dog.
The dog can't talk back. the dog. I would just.
You've met Riley, right?
Yeah.
She's got some sass on her, dude. Lately,
'cause
You
she's
should-
your kid.
Yeah, I know.
She looks just like you. Did your wife have anything to do with that kid?
Both of them look just like me.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing else in 2025, dude.
That's it. Just gonna kind of barrel through and see how it ends. How
Probably
about
do
you?
a beach house in the summer. That's about it.
What's the
What about
plan?
me?
What's the plan for 2025?
Hopefully, buy my own house. That's gonna be the. That's gonna be the goal.
Good luck.
I'd wait till fall 2025. That's when they project
That's what people keep telling me.
interest rates going down.
So everyone keeps telling me. I mean,
Do you get locked into that interest rate when you buy it?
If
You
do
can
if do
refinance, but it
if you
costs
do
a lot of
30
money.
Year,
It
like
costs
my-
a lot of money to refinance.
yeah, it can cost you like $15,000 just with like lawyers and
Yeah, all
fees
that
and
paperwork you
all
got to
the
do, and you
paperwork
have to
and-
get a lawyer.
Yeah,
But it can be worth it
it's
if you have money away. Obviously, you know the motto is you got to spend money to make money.
Yeah.
If you have 15 grand sitting there that you can use to refinance, in the end, in 4 years, you'll make that back
yeah.
plus
All right.
more.
That's fair.
But like my house I bought during COVID, I have the best interest rate in the
Yeah.
world, 2.5%.
People who bought their house during COVID
That's why I did it.
was huge.
2.5%.
That's
You're
crazy.
so smart.
The lady wanted out,
Yeah,
scared of COVID,
good.
moved to Florida.
Lucky you.
She moved to Florida.
Yeah.
During COVID.
Yep.
Florida had like no COVID regulation whatsoever.
But they said the heat killed it. Remember that whole thing about the
Yeah.
heat killing the virus?
Want to talk about COVID?
No.
Want to just bash COVID right now?
No, I don't even know what COVID is. The flu?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, some fake sickness. Yeah, I'm good.
Anyway.
What do you got for 2025, Phil?
Me?
You got jobs lined up? What's up?
We got jobs lined up. I actually was going to plan on starting to look for a house at the end of this year, but that's on hold.
Where in Pennsylvania?
Anywhere but Jersey. Look for some land.
Oh, not to live, to
By
just
the end of
own.
2025, I wanted to start seriously looking at homes, but that's
Like
not
what?
happening.
Like what? To rent out? Like a two-family?
No, to buy.
To buy? But when are you going to live there?
Well, I'll have the home and I'll just go there on the weekends, or like, you know, I hope that by the end of middle of 2026, I would have another truck or 2 trucks on the road.
I think 2025. You're going to have to grind it out. You're going to be working weekends.
2025 and 2026, I'm going to have to grind out for the next 2 years.
Yes.
And we can go into those details off camera, which I don't want to talk about.
And then maybe 2027, I see you buying like a nice property
I'm
in
not making
Delaware.
it to 2027.
Yeah, you are.
No way.
I could see you buying some nice land in Delaware.
Every night, I think I'm going to have a heart attack.
That's not good. You should probably go talk to somebody.
Yeah, I guess. We
You
need
get
health
chest
insurance
pain?
first. I do.
Tightness or pain?
The pain, the smoking is catching up to me.
Well, then you better quit.
No.
He smells burning hair every once in a while.
Pancakes.
The left arm goes numb.
We'll get you to quit.
I've
Pint glass of water.
So the other day, I don't know what I was doing before. I sat down in the chair. 2 seconds later, I start feeling a tight in my heart, and it starts like radiating down my arm.
I know. You told me about it.
Yeah. Anyway, are we gonna end on that note?
We should.
It's kind of a
And
good
on
note
you
to
having
end.
a heart attack.
No, I just need to start
go like this.
exercising. It's time.
So 2025, you're good. You're good to go. You're ready for it.
2025. Oh, you know what? 2025. Here's a great thing about 2025. I already paid for the house. We do our family reunion down in South Carolina at this gorgeous beach house on the lake house,
Lake House.
and the whole family's coming this year. I'm really excited about that.
I
So
was
that's the
thinking about
2025
doing,
plan.
instead of like a Jersey beach house this year for a week, I was thinking about doing North
Outer
Carolina
Banks?
or South
Outer
Carolina,
Banks,
yeah,
yeah.
for a week.
Outer Banks is the greatest place on
But
earth.
I could get like a house for like 20 people for like a third of the price for a week in Jersey. That's
Well,
a
Outer
shack.
Banks is very
It's nuts
expensive.
in Jersey.
Outer Banks is Outer
There's a
Banks is
spot that
expensive.
my friend goes to. He has to drive on the beach
Yeah,
to get to
Ocracoke.
his house. To get to his house, that's where I want to go. There's like
Ocracoke.
horses running around.
Ocracoke Island.
Maybe.
Yeah. And Avon, that's where you want to be.
Well, that's
It's
where
a
I'm
little
gonna
cheaper
be.
down there. It's not so commercial, but you're isolated. But who cares, dude?
I know,
The
but I
beach
need
is
to get.
fun-
I can't do this Jersey Shore thing
No,
again.
you can't.
I need
you gotta
something
go
different.
To, have you ever been to the Outer Banks?
No.
Best beach in the world. Best, most beautiful, most peaceful, best vacation I ever took. I
Yeah,
would
and
go in
there's
a
not,
heartbeat.
like I could go on the beach and there's not a guy sitting next to me this close, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. What do you say?
Yeah.
Salvatore,
Yes,
thanks for coming on.
of course.
I appreciate this pretty much useless podcast episode that you just wanted to come on, just BS.
I'm down to do it for the new year
For
too.
the Christmas. Well, maybe we'll get an episode in. I don't know. Folks, thanks for joining us. As always, this show is sponsored by Jigsaw, jigsawpmr.com. Property maintenance restoration, fire, mold, sewer, water. They'll take care of it all. Great company. They come in, excellent tools to evaluate what's going on in your home. They'll be able to remediate any floods, fire damage, all that stuff. Jigsawpmr.com. We also want to remind you that if you're interested in getting on the show for the new year, 2025, we're looking for guests, small business owners, entrepreneurs, anyone in a really cool industry. You're going to come on the show and talk about it. It's a lot of fun. Right, Sal? You had fun?
I always have fun.
Give us you're going to go to quartzplumbing.com, click the podcast link, and you're going to scroll down and you're going to fill out the application to be a guest. Again, it's a lot of fun. It's basically one long commercial for your business. You can't beat it. All right. But folks, be sure to check us out here next week. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you here next week.